Hi, I'm Dan McLellan, your Chargers Rapid Reporter for CBSSports.com, and this is the Rapid Report Recap Show, where I take a look at 3 reports each week, break them down, and give you some information going into each week's game. This week, the San Diego Chargers traveled to New York to take on the Jets. Off the field, there are plenty of storylines going into this week's game, including the Chargers facing their former star running back, LaDainian Tomlinson. But let's take a look at some of the reports that should affect the game itself.
Sunday's game versus the Jets pits the NFL's best third down defense against the league's best third down offense. The Jets are limiting opponents to a 28.8% conversion rate, while the Chargers' offense has converted at a rate of 56.5%.
Something's got to give, right? When you've got the best offense on third down against the best defense on third down. The bottom line is I think the Chargers will be able to continue to convert on third down, and that is because of the weapons that they have. The reason why the Jets have been so successful in their third down defense is because of their great secondary, especially at the cornerback position. They have Darrelle Revis, who's one of the best corners in the league. They also have former Chargers first-round pick Antonio Cromartie, who's actually having a very good year. Cromartie has 3 interceptions to match Revis's 3 interceptions. The bottom line is the Chargers have offensive weapons other than their wide receivers to go to, especially in third and makeable situations. I would look for Ryan Matthews to continue to get the ball out of the backfield in passing situations, as well as Mike Tober to plow through in third and short situations. And look for Antonio Gates to be a factor in this week's game. He is
Tight end Antonio Gates missed practice on Thursday after being limited in practice on Monday and Wednesday. It's just part of the plan, Coach Norv Turner said. He is no worse for what he did yesterday. I expect him to practice tomorrow. Gates has not played since he tore scar tissue in his right foot in week 2.
Despite not practicing on Thursday, I do believe Antonio Gates is going to play in this game and could be a major factor. The biggest struggles the Chargers have had this year is in the red zone. They come in ranked 26th in the league, having converted less than 41% of their opportunities. Gates is Rivers' favorite target down on the goal line, and last year he had 10 touchdowns. It's not like the Chargers haven't been successful, however, without Gates. In the 8 games that he has been inactive over the last 2 seasons, they're 7-1. And his backup, Randy McMichael, has been effective. However, McMichael only has 2 touchdowns in place of Gates, and they both came last season in 1 game. So if the Chargers can get Gates active, I think they can improve in their red zone offense, and I think that can be the difference in whether or not they win this game.
The Jets' rushing attack has only averaged 80.8 yards per game this year. Last season, they averaged 148.4 yards per game. The biggest reason for the decline is New York has fallen behind early in games. The Chargers' offense has yet to start a game fast this year. If they can get an early lead against the Jets, it should help the defense, which has given up an average of 113.6 rushing yards per game.
Remember last year when the Chargers fell way behind often early in games, abandoned the run only to throw the ball so they could catch up? Well, basically, the Jets have been facing the same situation this year, and that's why they've averaged less than 81 yards per game on the ground. It's not because they don't have a good rushing attack. The Chargers' offense, however, has not started any of their games fast. They have yet to convert an opening possession into a touchdown. I'm not saying they have to do that this week, but what I am saying is they're going to have to build an early lead in the game and preferably a big lead. If they can do that, they can limit the Jets to just their passing game and basically take the running game out of the playbook. If they can do that, then the Chargers should have a big advantage against the Jets and will likely walk away with a win. In case you missed all the hoopla on Wednesday when Rex Ryan was asked what would have happened if he'd have been hired over Coach Norv Turner in 2007, here's the audio.
Well, I think I would have had a couple rings. I mean, I'm telling you, those teams were loaded. There's no question about it.
Rex then quickly realized his mistake, backpedaled from his statements, and even called and apologized to Norv Turner. Turner, in turn, got off a zinger later in the day to the San Diego media. Here's Turner's response.
I hadn't seen the quote, and I was I was a little bit surprised by the call, and then after I saw the quote, I didn't have a chance to ask him this, but I was wondering if he had those rings with the onesies guaranteed the last couple of years.
What does all of this mean for this week's game? Absolutely nothing at all. The bottom line is both comments were blown a little bit out of proportion. It's part of the fun. It's the hype that is the NFL. However, this week's game was already going to be a good matchup between two very good football teams. There's a lot of players in the Chargers locker room who have a lot of bitter feelings about the New York Jets twice coming into San Diego and knocking them out of the playoffs when the Jets were the underdogs. Now, a regular season victory in New York by no means is payback for a playoff loss. Nonetheless, there are a lot of Charger players who want to show this Jets team who's the better team now. Once again, I'm Dan McLellan, your Chargers Rapid reporter for CBSSports.com. Please visit CBS Sports every single day for your latest Chargers information. You can also follow me on Twitter /San Diego Sports, or you can visit my own website at danmcclellan.com. See you next week.